Hello there, Ringside Crew.
Hello there, Ringside Crew.
Hey dudes at Ringside Crew, this is Davian.
Hey, it's Jenny Santana here.
This is Elsie.
This is the Savage Juggernaut, Tamaku.
Inside Ring!
This is Thomas D. Bruff.
This is Billy Starks.
Mr. Chad Epic.
Megan Mason.
Hey everybody, Scotland's own Brody Adler.
The headliner in charge, Marco Mania.
This is your girl Charisma.
Papa Dink, Brendan Dicker.
This is According to Woods.
Savannah Summers.
I'm Shorty.
Tasman inside.
You are watching
The internationally known
Dudes at Ringside podcast, hosted by Metal Geek and Joe the Panther Jr.
Hello there, wrestling fans. Episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther the Third, and now from a very loud and obnoxious top of Metal Mountain, it's the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Joe? How's it going today?
Good.
Ready for round two?
Yeah. Ready for round two, Giggums?
Yeah.
Steakums, Giggums,
Yeah.
Steakums.
You want to do the introductions, Joe? I'll let you do it.
You got them, buddos.
You got it, Joe.
Fine, Geekins, Sleekins, Geekins, Seekins. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to the owners of Pride of Wrestling.
Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up? What's going on? What's going on?
Welcome.
How you doing? Yeah. Thank you for having us today.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem. It's an honor because it's Owners Month and you guys are doing your roster's stacked, man. Like you guys have some well-known names that have been on our podcast and haven't been on yet, and some just interesting names. The name, if our fans, our international fans, aren't familiar with you guys, introduce yourselves.
Do you want to do that, or do you want me to do that?
So we, again, are the owners of Pride of Wrestling. I go by Boss Lady Alexis Shannon.
And El Presidente Robbie Joe Medina. And basically, as you mentioned, we are the owners and founders of Pride of Wrestling POW here in good Tampa Bay area in Florida, most specifically in Seminole, in the POW Arena, Seminole Recreation Center. So yeah, we've been basically for 4 years now with POW, and as you mentioned, yeah, we have had our roster that we have had people who has been with us from the beginning, our regulars, but also some guests. I mean, guests that we even had people like Mick Foley, and one of our biggest guests so far for this upcoming show that we're going to be talking later today. We have Jay Lethal as well. And people that you have seen in NWA or in AEW, or even in NXT. We have had people like Marina Tucker, people like Natalia Markova. We have had the international Natalia Markova. We have Kylie King, which is now going with NWA, and also you have seen her in AEW. Also people like Eddie Torres, David Mercury, even Pablo Marquez. So you name it, and we have it at some point with POW.
Yeah, we've had Kylie King on the podcast. She's awesome. So
yeah, she's cool. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So no, I was just gonna say, how did you guys get your start in the wrestling business exactly?
It's a fun story. It's a fun story. I'm originally from Puerto Rico. At one point, Puerto Rico was one of the biggest territories in wrestling, or how we call over there, lucha libre. You have Carlos Colon, and the father of Carlito and Primo and uncle of Epico from WWE. And I grew up with that. I grew up with IWA Puerto Rico, which is owned by Savio Vega. And so around 20 years, maybe 18 years ago, I started in the indie circuit. I was there for a little bit. I quit, for like 8 years, and then when I moved to Florida, when I am located right now, I met Alexis. And when I met Alexis, I was like, she was kind of a casual fan that was going to some shows and everything. We were talking about, hey, I used to wrestle, at one point, and I started training. I connected with some people here locally, to train, to wrestle. But then one thing led to the other. I was like, you know what? Instead of being a wrestler, why we don't jump and be more like a promoter? So move forward, maybe 2017 was or 18? Yeah, 2017. So we had our meeting. We basically started the company. We have our first show June 12th, June 6th, sorry, of 2018, sorry, and the rest is history.
Awesome. So, like, I looked through your roster. You have so many like awesome wrestlers. As I said before, the one that really catches my ear and makes me chuckle a little bit is a guy named Cheese on your roster. You want to talk about him a little more?
You want to talk about him?
So Cheese. I mean, honestly, he's great, right? Like everybody loves Cheese, like for real, everybody loves Cheese, and everybody loves Cheese the wrestler. He connects really good with everybody. The fans love him. The kids get into it when he comes out and the cheese starts flying. Man, people go crazy for that stuff. We even have a fan who. So real quick, rewind just a little bit. I actually typically work the front at our shows and stuff. So I'm interacting with the people as they're coming in, and I bounce around wherever I'm needed, but I'm typically up there. And so we had a fan one time. Her daughter actually collects pieces of these cheese and she saves them. And she has a piece of cheese from every time she's seen Cheese wrestle at X or Y place. And she was hoping at this last show I saw her, at our show, to get another piece of cheese to add to her collection. So it was great. It was like, wow, this is really cool. He comes out and he brings the house down, man. The fans just can't get enough of it.
He oozes charisma. He's the most charismatic person. The colors, the blue and the and yellow, and I would say he's like our Hulk Hogan. He is that charismatic that the moment that he goes out, you can hear everybody like going cheese, cheese, cheese. And yeah, man, it's and when you meet him, and he's the nicest person that you can meet, that you can have a conversation with.
Awesome.
So it's some people collect cheese. I mean, no, some people collect titles, but he collects cheese.
Yes. Oh yeah, he has like those slices, and then he gets from his thighs, and he started getting and throwing, to the crowd. You see, the moment that it's going to be the cheese is going to be in a match, there's going to be cheese flying all over the place.
Fun fact, I know that once Cheese is coming out and everything is done with that particular match, I know I'm going to have to walk around real quick around the ring and pick up all the cheese. And some of our fans will be like, here's another piece. And I'm like, all right.
I could see Geek catching it off guard and getting hit in the face with the cheese.
It stick right to his face, right?
You're like, no.
What would Cheese be like if he was a heel, though? That would be the big question.
Cheese being a heel?
I don't know. Maybe.
Wait. What do you mean about heel? I don't know what that means. Maybe you mentioned a bad guy.
Yeah.
Bad guy.
Okay, bad guy.
That would be interesting, man. If you had Cheese the
maybe he's not going to be a cheese anymore. Because he's going to be, I don't know, ham now.
Moldy cheese or something.
Yeah,
moldy cheese.
Oh yeah, old cheese.
Dirty cheese. I don't know.
I've seen thing. I think autographs going on weird things, but the moment that you see an autograph going in a slice of cheese, you know that you have seen everything.
Okay, I'm gonna have to book my flight to Florida now and go to Friday.
You're missing out, man.
To meet this cheese guy now.
Yeah, we actually messaged him. Well, we had our schedule was so like crazy that month that I was like, oh my god, I feel like such a jerk. I messaged this guy. It's like I'm hanging literally cheese over his head, and he's going, you just missed it. You just missed it. I gotta get back to him at the end of the podcast. I'm gonna message Cheese again. Gotta do it.
That's a good follow-up.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll tell them that you say hi. Haven't talked to him yet, but I'm going to tell him, hey, Joe and Metal Geek, say hi.
Yeah.
He'd like, mean the guys that didn't get back to me? Oh no.
That's it. I'm turning heel. I'm turning to him.
That's it. Heel turn.
Yeah, he's going to throw a cheese on your face or on your back. So that's
that's the heel turn right there, Joe.
I imagine.
Yes. Next.
So who like what would you say your like favorite match or favorite person from Pride of Wrestling is?
Yeah, but you
have a favorite match or
I mean, I can't really say that I have a specific favorite. I mean, especially with the show that's happening tomorrow, I'm looking forward to the whole thing. I'm looking forward to seeing them all. I can't say that I have a favorite. What about you?
So, not counting tomorrow, I think there was a triple threat, a women triple threat match for the POW Women's Championship in
the poster.
Nice.
Yeah, there's the poster. So if you guys in the Florida area, make sure you guys go out and buy your tickets right now. Man.
Yep. Get your tickets now.
Good. That show's happening tomorrow, and it is gonna be the bomb. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff planned for that show. So for sure, if you're in the area, you definitely want to check that one out.
There's going to be a cage match, and it's not going to be your typical cage match. I heard there's going to be weapons involved there. So doors, trash cans, candlesticks, you name it. There's going to be there. So it's going to be a war, and there's going to be a ladder match for two women's championship titles. The POW and also the IWF Florida, which is basically in Orlando, Florida, and so the both champs are going in this ladder match, and whoever wins is going to be the unified. It's going to be the undisputed champion. It's going to be both the POW Women's Champion and the IWF Florida Women's Champion. So those two matches right there. And also we have a third main event, which is Jay Lethal going one-on-one against one of his top students, the darling Daniel Starling. So it's going to be the bomb. Yeah. But going back to my favorite match, I would say that triple threat between Natalia Markova and La Brava and Persia. Actually, La Brava and Persia are the two that are going to be wrestling. Going to be facing each other tomorrow in that ladder match. So, it's basically the story is that La Brava lost previously that match to Natalia Markova, and it was supposed to be just a one-on-one between Natalia Markova and Persia Pierce, and then La Brava with her, talk. Yeah, you had something to do there, and the boss lady, the person that is in charge of the women's division, she just turned that one-on-one into a triple threat match, and that match was a bang. It was a banger. It was crazy. And then after that, the month after that, we had La Brava defending against Ibelis Lasnicaria, and there was another match. So something that is very particular, and I know that many people in my roster are going to kill me. It's the women, the girls are the one who basically are setting the bar in POW, even though every time that there's going to be maybe one match or two matches, women's matches, they're going to be setting the bar of match of the night.
Awesome.
If you want to see some of those matches, for example, the triple threat and there's going to be there's even that I can't remember right now. There's a coffin match. That match, La Brava versus Kylie King, La Brava versus Evilise. You can go to our YouTube channel. You can go to our YouTube channel. Just put Pride of Wrestling on YouTube, and you can go to our channel, and you will see those matches.
Yeah. So speaking of doors, because I've noticed that a lot in the indies today that everybody's using doors instead of tables. Is it like that it's cheaper, or is it just they break easier? What is it with the significance of doors?
How is the wood and the lumber price right now nowadays that is being so high? Doors are cheaper, but at the same time are safer. Yeah, they're safer than tables, because the table. Do you remember that time that Hardcore Holly went through a table years ago and he had this big scar on his back?
Yeah.
Okay, it was because of a table.
It's like the tables have like the metal like frame.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. That metal
and
frame.
it breaks and
And then doors doesn't have that. So basically, you can put a door in between two chairs, and it's going to be this. It's going to do the same effect.
Plus, we have a couple connects on like where to get the doors and stuff. Like old doors, and so it just works out easier that way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why.
If I had a door match against Geek, I'd have my door and put a doorbell on the side of it. So when I'm about to throw Geek through the door, ding dong.
He wants to kill you.
Throw Geek through the door.
Yeah, I haven't seen a table. Sorry. So, go ahead.
He wants to kill you, man.
He's the heel, but like he always talks about he's so tough. He's so tough.
He wants to put me through a door, man. But who says that Geek is going through the door?
Geek, remember? I don't know. I'm strong.
It says Geek's going through the door.
That will be actually a good match to put, live on the, on Twitch, Geek versus Joe in a doors match.
Yep. Yeah. Oh God, I think the crowd would cheer for me because my last name's Ratiquas, so it'd be like, hey everybody, see, we're in Florida. I think they like me a little better, Geek. What? You're not booing me. You're not booing me. They immediately would turn on me.
And then we'd have to have Geek as the heel first. Then we'd have to do the role reversal one day where Joe is the heel and Geek is the face. So it's where you
or you can do the double turn mid-match.
Oh, that's smart, Joe. There you go. Right. Now you're starting to think.
Joe started as a babyface, but midway. Now people is booing you. So now we're going to do the double turn. And now get his.
Joe, I think this guy's trying to get us to train at his school.
You never know these days.
Let me know. I have some connection with some schools. So
try to get a match ready between me and you. There you go.
I got to plan my trip to Florida. Then I gotta save my money.
At least train enough just to make that one match happen.
Oh yeah,
one match.
One and done.
I could say it. I trained, and then
I did my one match. Hey, my grandfather was a professional wrestler in the 50s and 60s. I think, God rest his soul, I think if I did one match, he'd be like,
okay.
Oh, nice. So you'll be like a second generation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe like a third generation.
Well, that's why the third. The third.
There you
go. Because
my
grandfather was a wrestler.
Oh, okay, I see.
Grandfather was a wrestler. My cousin was a wrestler, and my uncle's godfather was a wrestler.
Oh wow.
I mean,
that's cool. That's cool. Oh, you have to be a wrestler too.
Yeah. I think I'd be more like my grandfather, a submission. Because I'm little, I'm like Taz. I'm like, once I lock on, it's over.
Size, that doesn't matter. Look at Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
See, or Danhausen, or Orange Cassidy. They're short people.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy is amazing. So
Oh yeah. People think that it's only that gimmick. No, he's a great wrestler. Whoever saw in the indies, he's a awesome wrestler. And if they're going to do that, like Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy, that would be a hell of a match.
He puts his hands in his pockets and he could do anything, man. anything. And
I wish I could
that's
do that
hard.
at work. Be like, just gonna stick my hands in my pockets and use my feet to fix a shelf. Yeah.
Yeah. And he will fall with style, and he will like just get up like with style. I'm a huge fan of Orange Cassidy.
He's a very talented guy, and then he's always coming up with something new with the hands in the pockets thing. Always something new. It's like, and like I would love to see him do it like a moonsault with his hands in his pockets. That's probably coming next. If anyone could do it, he could do it.
Yes,
Who's boring the boss lady? There we go.
No, it's just our puppy is there, and
What kind of dog?
Yeah,
she's a Rhodesian Ridgeback mix.
Aw.
So she's like a medium-sized girl.
We
She
love
just wants
dogs
to see
on the
something out the
podcast.
window.
We're fans of dogs. We have Floofs at ringside. That's our dog.
Aw.
Yeah.
Come here, Nala. Come here.
I have a wiener
the
dog
dogs and
named
cats.
Dexter.
Yeah, we are animal lovers here, so yeah.
And our
One day,
mom-
the pro wrestling mascot,
So how did you come up with the idea for the logo with the lucha mask?
Well, so the idea of the mask was his originally, but we basically designed it online, right? So there was a ton of different designs I started with. And it just took like going through and making it and making a new one. And then it was like, okay, which ones do we like? And it was like eliminate until we got down to that one. And it's what we've been going with ever since. It was just a program I was using online. And then we basically were able to like purchase the rights to that logo. And we've just been using it since. And so we also have some other people who are like creative in our group. So we've been able to kind of, you might have saw the Sugar Skull logo that we did. It was like a variation. We did it for Halloween.
Yeah, I think I saw that one.
So there's a guy.
Props to James Michael, our ring announcer. He
Yeah.
is also a tattoo artist, and he has his own salon, and he did that skull candy. So
Yeah, he designed that for us. So we were able to kind of put that on shirts. And so, yeah, we've just some really cool people on our end that kind of are able to take that idea too and kind of flip it around for us to just keep it fresh and keep a new design coming. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to go off topic here, but what do you guys think about the whole Vince McMahon thing? What's going on right now?
Oh man, I don't.
What's your opinion?
I'm not surprised, man. I mean,
Yeah.
just whoever grew up with the Attitude Era is like how he said, he was doing that so good that it was like, is he just acting or he's that for real? So, I think it was more like a sooner than later thing, and that's actually something that I will say one of the downfalls of wrestling in general is that the type of industry that we are, and even though it can happen in any industry, but in this industry, is they normalize that, and sometimes they even glorify that, that is sickening, is sickening. And when you have the biggest person in the industry, and there's going to be an investigation, and more things are going to come out, it's bad. And it actually it's a bad image for wrestling, and sometimes wrestling is kind of tarnished, and that this stuff like that doesn't help.
I'll say this about it too. It's like, this is kind of a more of a general statement, not even just so much with the thing happening with Vince, but it's more like, if I had that much money, I feel like I would think of a lot of things to do other than get myself in trouble. I know it's hard to say when you don't have that amount of money, because who's to say what you would do if you did? But I feel like everybody that ends up with that amount of money that's famous, they end up doing something that they shouldn't. Or most of them do. You know what I mean? That's when you find that they get themselves into trouble. So I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Vince was on the top, and so it could be the crumble of the empire.
It's the power thing, isn't it? It's like he feels like nobody could touch him, so she feels like now he feels, oh, I could do whatever I want. I'm making all this money and everything.
You will see in the following maybe year to, I would say 1 to 3 years, with all the rumors, and I don't want to go way off topic, but with all the rumors, supposedly WWE is in for sale, or possibly for sale. Maybe Nick Khan is going to take over the company. Maybe. Yeah, not the Tony Khan, the Nick Khan,
Yeah, Nick Khan,
the WWE
Nick Khan, yeah, the WWE guy.
And, Stephanie at one point was kind of in a leave of absence, and now she's coming back. So, for how long? There's going to be eventually a time that the McMahons are not going to be the face of the WWE, which is being the face of Capital Wrestling, WWF, and then WWE, what it is right now, for what, like 90 years now. So it's going to be really sad.
It's scary, right?
Yeah. It's a crazy world we're in. And also today, finding out the passing of that legendary referee. I don't know if you guys heard about it today.
Dave Hebner.
Dave Hebner passed away. Sad.
Not many people know, because for many people that Dave Hebner was like the less known Hebner, because it was always Earl Hebner. But I actually was maybe like an adult already when I knew that, I heard of Dave Hebner, and that they were twin brothers. Actually, it was when the whole situation happened, that when Dave left WWE, that was, wait, there was another Hebner. I honestly thought that it was only Earl Hebner. So yeah, but it's so sad. It's so sad, hearing the passing of Dave Hebner. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, whoa! I actually reported it earlier. Like, I was like,
Joe broke the news.
I was like, oh my gosh.
This been a crazy week in wrestling. Honestly, it's been a crazy week. With that happening. Actually, I would say crazy month, because since the how many people are injured right now when we count WWE and AEW?
A lot.
Yeah.
Danielson. Now Cody is injured. Now the whole situation with Sasha Banks and Naomi. Now Sasha Banks supposedly is.
Did she moved to California or something?
Who?
Sasha. I thought I read somewhere that
she just got released. There's a rumor.
She's released?
Yeah, there's a rumor that she got released today or yesterday.
Yeah,
WWE didn't post it. WWE didn't post it though.
Who posted it?
WWE didn't post it yet.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's a rumor. It's a rumor. But what if what is no? This whole situation with MJF, that you don't know if it's
will work,
it's for real or not. The way that last
pay-per-view
story, the last promo he did, I think it's more like they want to fool us,
Yeah,
but
it's a work, you're saying, right?
But they want, but actually it happened in the worst timing, because you only had the two main people that was bringing ratings to AEW, who was CM Punk and MJF. Now you have MJF out for whatever reason, and now you have CM Punk out for an injury, and you can see the ratings for the last show that went from 1 million to now 700 and something. So it was like it dropped by 200,000. So it's been crazy. It's been crazy this past couple of weeks with in the wrestling world. So hopefully we don't want to jinx it, and our show tomorrow is going to be like really good. I mean, we're putting a lot of.
You guys gonna bring down the house. You guys got this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm out of the loop of what was happening in the last weeks. I've been focused on like our show and like logistics, and I was like, I can't pay attention to anything else at the moment. So we were like pretty focused on that. But yeah, I guess some crazy stuff has been going on.
So.
Yeah. Randy Orton's out too. No, I was just about to say Randy Orton's also out too.
The what? Sorry,
Randy Orton.
Oh yeah, Randy Orton is also injured. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Another top star right there. And then you don't have Kenny either. You don't have Kenny Omega either on the.
Oh, Kenny Omega's been out for months
right?
now. So,
yeah, but I'm just saying. But that Kenny's a draw, though, is what I'm trying to say. Kenny. So you don't have Kenny, you don't have MJF, and you don't have CM Punk. So there you go.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Do you remember back in 2000, maybe 2001, maybe, when Austin left WWE? It was and then he was injured, and then The Rock was injured. He left for doing movies, and then I think Triple H got injured as well. And then they had to get people like, for example, Rob Van Dam to be like, and then Rey Mysterio, and other people that he was more like a mid-carders, and then they had to take over, those main spots that the big people were leaving, and then kind of fill it. So I think that's something similar is going to happen now. People are like, I don't know, in WWE, maybe like Riddle, maybe like Austin Theory, people who are really, talented, and they are very charismatic, that they should take over, that time. Now Roman Reigns is going to have this part-time, schedule, so he's not going to be in the show, and often. So you have to use those guys. Now you have in AEW, people like Warlow, who is, people are behind him, and I'm surprised about that.
Yeah.
People like Darby Allin, who is great. Orange Cassidy, just to mention some.
Jungle Boy,
as well. Which I hope that this feud with Christian will elevate him, because he's a great talent.
Jungle Boy's amazing, by the way.
As soon as that theme song hits, the crowd goes absolutely bananas.
Yeah, I was we had Jungle Boy at the cruise, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so basically, we went to the Jericho cruise, the second one, and we had I spoke briefly with I remember I spoke briefly with Sammy, Sammy Guevara. He's pretty cool, great guy and everything, and super talented. Jungle Boy is he's a quiet person. Jungle Boy is a quiet person. Same with Luchasaurus. But you can see that those are guys that are hungry to move to the next level. If you give them the spotlight, they're going to basically take the ball and go to the next level. So I'm looking forward to see what is going to happen with them.
I'm looking forward to seeing Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus eventually. That's probably going to happen real soon.
I don't know. It's just that if they do that, Luchasaurus is going to be the Matty Jannetty of Jurassic Express.
Yep.
The dinosaur right there going at it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll do that. I think the crowd more or less turn on Jungle Boy and be more in the corner of Luchasaurus.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
the future of AEW of those two is Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy is definitely.
Yeah. I don't know because
he's not going to be Jungle Boy. He's going to be Luke Perry. He's going to use his name.
He's going to be Jungle Man.
Jungle Man, yeah. They've been calling that since that match that he had with was it Adam Cole? It was like a triple.
Yeah.
It was a triple threat, or it was a really good match, and they would call it. He's not Jungle Boy anymore. He's Jungle Man now. Yeah.
What is it like a day-to-day like operation of POW? What is it? What is like a day of a show like with you guys?
Day of a show.
Yeah.
We're about to do that tomorrow, so we can fresh on our minds.
Yeah, go ahead. You talk about that.
So the day of a show. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff leading up to it, so you try to set yourself up the best you can for success on that day, and so like you don't want to be doing stuff super last minute. So, but on that day, like you wake up. And first thing I do, is going to sound really funny. I put the hot dogs in the crock pot so they can start cooking and stuff. Because we literally everything is on us. My mom makes the pulled pork that we sell at concession, but we do the rest and bring everything. So get the hot dogs started, and we basically just start making sure everything's in order. Because there's like a million things you got to bring. Like I got to remember I need to bring a can opener. I need to make sure we have the belt. We need to make sure we have the posters and all kinds of things. So basically you just start packing stuff together. You know what I mean? Start making sure you have everything in the car. You got to fit everything. It's like playing Tetris because we have normal size cars. And so it requires both of our cars. Yeah, we've got like 3 or 4 coolers we have to bring. We've got the box that has like cash boxes, the wristbands, everything like that. You get to the venue and the guys are already setting up the ring, and you basically just start like saying hi to everybody and just start from there, like getting tables set up, making sure merch is set up, concessions good to go, making sure the locker room is stocked with water, kind of like taking roll call, make sure everybody's there, have our meetings, and just anything that anybody needs, because we have plenty of help, but it's like we have people that we have to guide them still, right? Like they're like, where's this, where's that? And so sometimes I feel like you're doing a circle. You're like, okay, that's there, all right, and you know you're going all around, but maybe he has a different perspective. So
wait, no, actually, that's I will say this: she's the brain of the operation here. I am just a muscle. You know, she's the one who makes sure that everything is organized. One thing that, because she's more in the logistics, as she mentioned, I am more into the marketing, from and promo wise. You know, if you see in our social media, we are very heavy in storylines. You know, we something that I'm stressed a lot is like you can be really nice, you can be really talented, but people are not going to go just because they want to see a Canadian destroyer and a 450 splash, because they can go to any show right now and do that. So you have to appeal to their feelings, like, and something that, going back to what I was mentioning earlier, that, you know, wrestling, you know, I came from lucha libre in Puerto Rico, and they were like heavy in story, so I'm trying to adapt that here. So you see me like sending messages to, you know, the talent, hey, send me your promo, you know, make sure that you you know, we have everything that we need towards that. And then I am the person in charge of putting the you know, the sound, the music, the rundown. So I am the one who's, hey, make sure that send me your music, you know, make sure that your match is next, you know, that kind of stuff. So there's a lot than just like 2 or 3 you know,
yeah, like
wrestling, you know.
For instance, tomorrow, like we have the meet and greet happening with Jay Lethal, so that adds a little bit more to it too, because you gotta get people in a little bit earlier. You've got to start the line. You got to have someone to take a picture with, you know, with their phone, you know, with him and everything. So you got to have the manpower to do it. He's, like he said, he's more so in charge of like the wrestling side of it, and social media, sound, that kind of stuff. And then like we're very lucky that my mom handles concession. I pretty much work the front and then the female locker room. And then we have our sponsor, JBFX, who does all of our shirts and pretty much anything we need: shirts, posters, business cards, all of our stuff pretty much comes from him. And he actually is a super good sponsor, and he also helps me work the front. So I'm like, no, just come and watch the show and have fun. He's like, no, I want to help, I want to work. So he helps me at the front, and so that gives me the ability to kind of be able to bounce around a little bit. So, but you got to wear a ton of different hats. If that's one thing I'll say, you got to wear a lot of different hats.
Poster.
Yeah, there's a poster here. Basically, people who has the VIP tickets, they will have one of this.
Yeah, this comes with the VIP ticket. So Jim from JBFX is the one that makes those for us. So, but yeah, just you got to wear a lot of different hats. You got to be willing to adapt. You got to be, not everything always goes according to plan. And so you just got to pivot and find a way to fix whatever may be happening at the time. So that's go with the flow, basically.
Yep. So yeah, basically this where you see here is our office. You know, I would say the POW headquarters. Basically, it's basically the our office here. And yeah, you sometimes I am hours editing the videos and everything. So yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, we take POW, you know, as a company very serious. I don't know how other promoters do. I pretty much say, since I come from an entertainment background, like concerts and production. So I try to establish that to what POW is. So we take that very serious.
I know you mentioned about the day-to-day operations, but what would you guys say the hardest part about wrestling and wrestling promotion is?
Do you want to go with what?
Go ahead.
Okay. Dealing with the talent.
Yeah.
There's a lot of personalities that you had to deal with. I would say this is. I'll put this example for a person that their day to day is like going and taking all kind of like beating and liking that. I always joke that I say you had to have some screw, I said screw
Loose screws.
loose screws in your head to do that, and then you have 20 people in one locker room, and dealing with them, and dealing with their personalities is one of the toughest parts, because not everybody's going to be happy. Not everybody's going to be happy, and they are really, they're tough. I mean, they're tough people, so you have to be tough. You see Alexis there, kind of cool and everything, but when she is mad, she is mad. I mean, there was one situation one time that she was so mad at the locker room that she was yelling and everything, and then half of the locker room was kind of oh wow, she most lady is actually like not happy. So that happened. The other part is basically, the day to day, the promoting, promotion. This is something really, really big, because that's the difference in having a show that is going to be 20, 30 people. Unfortunately, that happened a lot in the independent, industry, versus having a show that, thank God we have had 100, 150 people. See,
That's good.
But it's because of hard work. It's because of working every single day. We sometimes I think, okay, we're going to take a day off. It doesn't happen. Like, even though I say I'm going to take a day off, I'm not going to talk about wrestling, and maybe we're watching TV, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm going to tell Alexis, hey, what about if we do this? And I say, I thought that was our day off. I said, no, I cannot. My brain works, continuously with wrestling. So yeah, that's basically what wrestling for us is.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me and Joe. I feel like even when me and Joe are done with the podcast, I'll call Joe and be like, Joe, what do you think of doing this? What do you think of doing that?
I always say, like, when we're done in the studio and I turn off my laptop and take all the lights off for the day, I go to my bed to watch the baseball game, and then Geek calls me and we do like a dissection of the show. What did you think about this segment? What do you think? And it's lately we haven't even got to the whole what do you think of. We're just like, wow, that was a good interview. Because lately
we are. And I'm sure that happened to you. You're your worst critic. Yeah. I am my worst critic. We are our worst critic. People can tell us, oh yeah, that was a great show. That was a great show. And for us, it's not that great. It's like, we could do this better or that better. We should have do this or that. And yeah, that's basically how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I always say me and Joe could do some. There was always little things me and Joe could do to improve stuff, but we always talk about it. Oh, the mod just asked if you had any pets, and
well, we saw it.
we always
yeah, yeah, we do.
She keeps bumping into the computer desk, and she's just
trying to get on camera. She wants to be live. She
wants to be internationally known.
She wants to be internationally famous,
Every time. Just like
true.
having a small child.
Have you guys ever thought of doing stuff like coming to like New York to do a show, or like to come travel to check out the other promotions like on this side?
So New York specifically is it's different than Florida, because in the commission, the New York commission, you have to have a license. To be a wrestler. They prohibit, for example, blood. purpose blood. You can end up leading. With Florida is different. In Florida, you don't need a license. You just need to have the company registered. Like for example, the LLC, like ours is. So we haven't. It's just that we believe more into the territory. We had the territory mentality, of back in the day, like the 80s. Like for example, back in the day, you had Florida with Championship Wrestling from Florida. You have the Von Erichs with Texas. You had Mid South with Jim Crockett's. So we are more like that. So, for example, we could have go to Orlando, but we respect that there's another company in Orlando, and we don't want to invade the territory. We can go to Miami, but there's Coastal Championship Wrestling in Miami that we don't want to invade their territory. So we have been established in the Seminole, the Pinellas area, which is the county that we're established, and maybe we're going to expand maybe to Tampa, but we want to build this area, that people maybe have to drive no more than 2 hours to go to a show.
Got you. That's understandable.
Yeah. Okay.
So, do you guys have any upcoming shows or?
Yeah, I mean, after this show, we have POW 22 Aftermath. And basically, actually, this is an exclusive for you. We haven't mentioned that because usually we mention that in our in our show. So we have POW 22 Aftermath. It's going to be July 23rd. We haven't worked the poster yet. Those posters usually comes next week. Once we finish with this one. But yeah, and it's going to be surprises. Whoever wins the championship is going to have a new challenger. The women's championship is going to have a new challenger. So one thing about La Brava versus Persia is whoever wins, this is the last time that they're going to be facing, because they've been facing each other for a long time now, and this is it. This is the last time. Other matches, they're still like up to what is going to happen. One thing that for tomorrow we're going to be crowning the POW.
Wow, you got the belt.
That is a beautiful belt.
Beautiful belt right there.
Thank you.
Get a picture of that belt right there.
Get a picture of that baby. That's a beauty.
Yeah. So
that's a belt you need to have security bring out to the ring. That's a thief. That's a yoink.
So that one's gonna be the winner of that battle royal will be the winner of that belt. So that's the 15-man battle royal that we have going on tomorrow.
Yeah, we have people like Alex Misery, the Cheese is going to be there.
Yeah.
The Nick Swift, Cider, Dan Leiden, Pyatronic. I mean, from Jay Lethal's school, we have Leroy Shogun. There's a lot of people. But Heavy, that maybe you have seen him in MLW. He's one of our boys. And he's going to be on that battle royal as well. So, it's going to be a stack. Even that battle royal is going to be a stack battle royal.
Definitely. So, do you guys have social medias also, or?
That's totally his area. I'll let him.
Yes, our social media. Okay, you can find us on Facebook at Pride of Wrestling. You can find us on Instagram at Pride of Wrestling LLC. You can find us on TikTok, Pride of Wrestling as well. Twitter is PO Wrestling LLC. Which one is and YouTube? As Pride of Wrestling. You can also, if you go to our Instagram, and there's going to be the link tree, and the link tree is going to basically guide you to all the social medias. Also, you can go to our website, www.prideofwrestling.com. You can see videos. You can see pictures, upcoming events, some of the podcasts that we did in the past, and we're working on bringing in the future. We are you name it. You can go.
Merchandise is on
Merchandise is there as well. The merchandise. If you want to get one of our awesome shirts, hoodies, even sneakers, tennis shoes, you can find there. And we even have pro wrestling tennis shoes. So you can find it at prideofwrestling.com.
All right. We want to thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast and taking the time out of your guys' day. You guys are awesome with telling your stories. And
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for everybody that joined us in the chat. I saw that something that somebody was asking. The puppy's name is Nala. Yeah, her name is Nala. But thank you so much. Thank you so for having us, and thank you so for having us. And whenever you want to talk, chat again, we're more than happy to.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm the Metal Geek,
and we are Pride Wrestling.
And we will catch you in the next one.